Wow, it seems that we already started with something new. The game's text is in Spanish. Now that's something I didn't expect. I guess translating into another language is no big deal compared to everything it's supposed to have done. Don't worry, I'll translate everything so you can know what's going on. Now the password menu is also available, the last option. I'll take a look at it later. Anyways, we have no choice but to continue with Carl's game. I hope I don't run into that corrupted screen as soon as I start.
Well, I guess we'll start with Nihon, a weird name. The game never ceases to amaze me. Godzilla is once again playable. I like it. Redhorn didn't seem very interesting to me. Regarding the world itself, I think the music is the title theme of the Famicom version. There seems to be 3 types of levels and no boss in sight. The 3 normal levels are Pradera, Prairie, Oceano, Ocean, Ciudad Capital City, and finally there is this dark blue hex, which I imagine will be the exit level, which is... oh, wonderful. For the sake of the record I'll call the level exit. Yeah, I know, super creative, ignoring whatever that is. It all seems very generic, not an empty and cold world, not an island full of dinosaurs. Just grassland, sea and city. Maybe I'm rushing, I'd better check it out. OCÉANO at the beginning is like any level of the original game, having to destroy everything you see as you advance to the right. The only difference right now is that you can see ships emerging from the water. It's a nice touch. The enemies in this level, and in all Nihon, are enemies from the original game with some changes. Oh, also the music is one of the Earth themes, nothing new here. As I progressed I was submerging more and more in the water. In this state I can't jump or kick, so I get hit several times. Something I noticed is that the life bar is glitched, although it seems empty in reality. When suffering damage the bar frame will be decreasing. It's really nothing, although it bothers me a little. Eventually I submerged completely. Underwater Godzilla is faster, although I still can't kick or kick tail. Now my biggest concerns are submarines and underwater mines. The worst thing about this type of level is to avoid the mines. They explode at the slightest contact and I barely have room to maneuver because I'm huge. Here you can see how one detonated when I tried to attack one of those submarines. Fortunately I was able to find a life capsule when I destroyed another one. After a while submerged, one of these ocean floor ramps usually appears where I walk up to the surface, finishing the level as it started. Pradera is basically a simplified version of OCÉANO, only with tanks instead of submarines. It also has music from Earth. The only notable enemy are those little ships that release purple capsules. Those things are the worst. They move like life capsules, but when you touch them you lose about 3 bars instantly. The only way to destroy them is to destroy the ship before it releases them. At least if you're lucky the enemies can drop life capsules on you. I have nothing more to say about this level for now. I guess the picture of a mountain in the background is nice. After finishing a couple of levels of that type this happened.
Warning. Macroorganism Protection Protocol will be implemented. All civilians evacuate to a safe area. Follow prepared personnel. This is not a drill. Project G release is imminent.
Project G? Wait, is that Mechagodzilla? I guess we do have a boss after all. I guess this will go like in Zachary's playthrough. I'll have to attack it several times until it loses its disguise. Oh no, it's even got the atomic breath. It's not even losing power. Take this. You're not the only one who can do it. At this point Mecha should lose its costume, or something. Is it melting? I think the music is slowing down. Oh. I guess it didn't have a good aim. Is this a reference to a movie or something? The more I hit it, the faster it recovers its life and the less power it has left. Oh come on, its life bar hasn't even moved. Its regeneration is reaching absurd limits. Now it literally doesn't move. I have lowered the volume of the game because it was becoming unbearable. It's just there, melting beyond recognition. And at the point where the music couldn't get any slower, the game took me out of the fight. At first I thought it was a 40 seconds thing, but I could have sworn I was in the fight for over a minute. When I went back to the map, even its icon had changed. I tried to go for a second round, but it cannot fight. Well, at least it doesn't block my way to the rest of the board. Ciudad Capital has this black and white effect throughout the level. The music is a more dynamic version of the board theme, which I later realized is a version of the theme from the '54 movie. Everything in this level reminds me of that movie, to be honest. What's more, before playing the original version of the game, I imagined it to be something like that. For all intents and purposes, it's a version of Pradera with more enemies and obstacles. You have to make your way through by knocking down the buildings in front of you. Sometimes they can drop life capsules, although this can work against you, as ships with toxic capsules are also here, because of course they were going to be here. The more I advance, the more intense the music gets, and the more enemies appear everywhere. It's satisfying to destroy everything using the tail and the atomic ray. At the end of the level, another announcement appeared.
Project G has been incapacitated. The satellite cannon is ready for use. Please stay in safe areas or seek prepared personnel if you have not evacuated.
Oh, wonderful. The new boss is the satellite cannon, although the only satellite thing it has is the antenna. When it was its turn to move, it marked with a red outline a hex instead. I will avoid approaching. After destroying the city, there are fewer enemies in the rest of the levels, which will make things easier. Also, the music is slower. At the end of this particular level, descended this thing that looks like a UFO. What the? That UFO is lifting me up while the things around it are spinning. It has drained me of all power while I mash all the buttons on the controller. I can't move. Finally, I'm not going to waste the moment. After destroying its things, the UFO flew off the screen. On the next screen, now Ocean, other UFOs appeared carrying what I believe were the remains of the fake Godzilla and a fetus? Fortunately, I did not encounter another UFO directly. On the way out, I checked that the fake Godzilla was no longer on the board. Where will they go with those things? Jesus. I didn't see that coming. Looking at the level the cannon was pointing at, now it has become Paramos, which means wasteland. I'm curious. Bad idea. Paramo is summed up in an empty corridor where you constantly lose life. There are no obstacles, no enemies. Only the sound of the wind in the background. I reached the end of the level losing almost 4 bars. Stopping to think about it, what's stopping me from going to the exit of the board? I guess there will be something sinister or strange, but nothing blocks my way. I lose nothing in seeing what it is. The sooner I see it, the sooner I'll get used to it for the next worlds. I finally made it to the exit and found a cutscene? It reminds me of the one at the end of the game with Mo. Oh.
Despite everything, you have decided to continue, taking control of the flesh that once belonged to the Scion of War. You direct the inert body to begin another journey of destruction in the lands that saw it be born and rise countless times in the past. After sailing the ocean and the land, you raise the last bastion of mankind to the ground, and you surpass their attempts to stop you. Little is left in this world but the remnants of the vigor it lost so many years ago. Do you wish to proceed?
On second thought, everything I'm seeing right now is, in theory, completely unique and, somehow, related to me. Perhaps it would be better to try to see everything this world has to offer.
Then, finish what you have started.
Well, this really gave me a chill. I guess I now have its attention. I hadn't noticed. The cannon attacked one of the OCÉANO levels as well. I guess it's trying to hit me or hit where it thinks I'm going to go. Since I managed to get some of my life back to get to the exit, I guess I could enter this version of the level. And here it is. The same as the other Paramo, at least I can go a little faster swimming. After that I tried to force the cannon to shoot at one of the city levels, but avoid aiming here. I guess it makes sense. Anyways, Capital City also presents changes, few enemies, no music and, oh yeah, one of its eyes in the background, following me. The good thing is that I could use the buildings to recover my life completely. Anyway, it's time to end this. This battle is not a conventional one, it's quite similar to the one Carl had against the Triceratops that would become Redhorn, with things like Ghidorah's theme or the countdown. But I'm prepared. Basically I have to destroy what is in the center, I guess the core of the cannon, while the defenses of the solar system bases attack me from both sides. Hitting them doesn't destroy them, but it makes them stop momentarily. This is one of the things I hate about the original, dozens of projectiles launched at you with no way to protect yourself. At least the turrets on the edges take turns with the electric ones. Oh, come on. Now those walls give me even less room to move. I have to hurry, I don't want to imagine if the cannon shoots at me. No, you can't throw one of those at me now, come on. Yes. Oh my god, that was close. Okay, now let's get out of here.
So be it. You decide to leave this withered world behind, never to return.
After that, this resultados screen appeared. What shocked me the most was its theme, especially after the ambient sound of that thing. Now there's a simple, upbeat loop in the background, which has like 7 notes. As for the scores themselves, the 90/100ths and 10/100ths are for protection and destruction respectively, and below it indicates that I can press start to return to the menu. Also, you can't tell me about the Wastelands as my thing, that was the cannon's thing. Anyway, I'm going to take a break to compile everything. To give closure to this entry, I guess I can say that it's more entertaining than the original game, and about that thing. I don't know, even though it's intimidating I didn't feel scared or anything like that, but I won't take my eye off it.